Hello children. So we'll start the story today also. So I'm going to read out another story for you. What did you do with yesterday's story? Did you tell to your parents? So every day I'm going to tell you a story and you have to tell the story to your parents in your own words and answer the questions also. Okay. So today we are going to tell a story. I'm going to read a story about the cap seller and the monkeys. Who is a cap seller? What is a cap, you know? You put it on your head, isn't it? When it is too hot, you put a cap on your head. So the person who sells cap is a cap seller. So the story is about the cap seller and the monkeys. It was a hot day. What is it? It was a hot day. Nowadays, what happened to here also, it's very hot, isn't it? You can't come outside. So it was a hot day. A cap seller was going to a fair to sell his caps. So a cap seller was going to a fair. Fair means what? Exhibition. You all know exhibition, no? You all go, isn't it? There are so many things to play. There are so many things to buy. So this person also, this cap seller also wants to sell his caps in the fair. So he is going to a fair to sell his caps. His way lay through a thick forest and he was so tired, so he decided to take some rest under a big shady tree. So what happens? He is going to a fair and to reach the fair he has to go through the forest. What he has to do? He has to go through the forest, and the forest is very big and very thick forest. And he was so tired that he wanted to take some rest. So he decided to take some rest under a big shady tree. So there was a big tree and he took some rest under the tree. Soon he was fast asleep. What happened? He was so tired, isn't it? So when you're too tired, what you feel? You feel like sleeping. So this person also, cap seller also, was sitting under the tree, and soon after some time he felt asleep. He was sleeping. There lived many monkeys on the tree, and that on the big tree, what is there? There are monkeys. They saw him wearing a cap on his head. So the monkeys saw the person that he is wearing cap on his head. They came down, opened his bundle and took the caps and wore them on their heads. So what did the monkey do? All the monkeys came down slowly without making noise and opened the bundle. Bundle means it's where he kept all the caps. They opened the bundle and took one cap. Each of them took one cap, wore them on their heads and went away. Then they climbed up on the high branches of the tree. So what did they do? They took all the caps, put it on their head, and they went and took the high branch on the tree. After some time, the cap seller woke up. So after some time, what happened? He woke up. He found his caps not there. So when he woke up, he saw there were no caps in the bundle. The caps were missing. All the caps were missing. What happened? He couldn't understand. He felt very gloomy and looked around for them. So he felt very sad and looked everywhere. He looked everywhere around him. What happened to the caps? He was searching. All of a sudden, he looked up and saw the monkeys wearing the caps. So suddenly he put his head up, and what did he see? He saw the monkeys. All the monkeys were wearing the caps. An idea struck his mind. So this cap seller was a clever person. He got an idea. He at once took off his own cap and threw it on the ground. What did he do? He took the cap from his head and put it down on the ground. He knew that monkeys are good imitators. So what did the monkey do? Generally what monkeys do, what we do, they also do the same thing. So what did the cap seller do? He took out the cap and threw it down on the ground. So the monkeys also, what they did? They also threw their caps down. The monkeys also took the caps and threw it down. He collected all his caps and went his way to the fair. So he collected all the caps, put it in his cloth and bundle, and then he went away to the fair. That means the cap seller was so clever, isn't it? So once I will read the story and then I will ask you some questions. Okay. It was a hot day. A cap seller was going to a fair to sell his caps. His way lay through a thick forest and he was so tired, so he decided to take some rest under a big shady tree. Soon he was fast asleep. There lived many monkeys on the tree. They saw him wearing a cap on his head. They came down, opened his bundle, and took the caps and wore them on their heads. Then they climbed up on the high branches of the tree. After some time, the cap seller woke up. He found his caps not there. The caps were missing. He felt very gloomy and looked around for them. All of a sudden, he looked up and saw the monkeys wearing the caps. An idea struck to him. He at once took off his own cap and threw it on the ground. He knew that monkeys are good imitators. The monkeys also threw their caps down. He collected all the caps and went his way to the fair. So now I'll ask you some questions. Why was the cap seller going to the fair? Why was he going to sell the caps? What did the cap seller decide to do? He was very tired, so he decided to rest under a big shady tree. There lived many monkeys on the tree. True or false? It is true. What did the monkeys do? When the monkeys saw the man sleeping, they came down, opened the bundle, and took all the caps and went away. What was the cap seller's idea? The cap seller's idea was to throw down his cap because he knew that monkeys are good imitators. So did you understand the story? So I expect you all to tell the story to your parents and try to answer these questions. Okay?